Good
morning
morning. Good morning,
for
everybody.
watching us and
Happy
watching. Oh, we got two
Sabbath.
viewers.
Yes, happy Sabbath. Happy Saturday. Happy Juneteenth to
Yes.
everybody. And welcome back.
And thank you for watching us and following Being Power with Lamati. We are back today with a show. And this is just going to be very interactive this morning, meaning you guys are going to talk, we're going to answer, and we're going to have some engagement on here pertaining to Juneteenth. So, happy
Yes.
Juneteenth again. Thanks
Good
for watching.
morning, Alexis.
Hi, Alexis. Hi, Ladybug, the Joint Deuce. Good
Yeah,
morning.
that's Kim. Hey, Lil Kim. That's my
Hi,
Lil
little
Kim,
Kim. I don't know you, but what's up, girl?
y'all.
So anyway, this morning, basic housekeeping rules. As I was out last week, thank you, Linnell, for holding it down.
Woo, y'all. I
I had
apologize for last week, but go ahead.
no, but you did good. I had a sick kid. You know, I had mama duties have to be done. I was sitting there. I was sitting there in ER. So that was that. Anyway, here we go. Here, basic housekeeping rules. So first thing first, this is for entertainment purposes. Yes, we are associate marriage and family therapists. However, this show is not for therapy. We're doing here to do some educational stuff to empower and to talk about things going on in the community, as well to uplift and share some of our personal experiences from a Black woman's perspective or point of view. Some things on the show might be offensive to some, but that's never our intention. Our intention is just to have fun and show you who we are and get to know and engage with our followers. So Linnell, let's kick it off.
All right. So we want to make sure that we're always highlighting health and wellness when we start the show. So we want to make sure you have access to the phone numbers you may need if there are any mental health issues that you may be experiencing or somebody around you. So if you're in Kern County, this is the Kern County Crisis Hotline. It's 800-991-5272. If you are in the Los Angeles area or anywhere in the nation, we also want you to have the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline, 800-273-8255, and the crisis text line, which is 741-741. If you don't want to talk to anybody, if you just want to text, because we know that's what's in right now, it keeps everything confidential. You're not face to face. You can text that line and it's the same as just talking to somebody. So we want to make sure you guys have this information, that you are educated. Good morning, Ebony. Happy Juneteenth.
It's one text line. Good morning, Ebony. How are you doing this morning? It's one thing, too, that we have not added. And I know that there's a new line for LGBTQ community that you can text in or call in. So we're going to need to add that one. It's somewhere in my phone, but my phone is on Do Not Disturb right now, so I cannot actually get it for you.
Well, we will look for that and we will have that for you next week. But for right now, if you need anything, contact those two lines, and you can also call 211. 211 always has access to all the services, and that's regardless if you're in Bakersfield, in Los Angeles, Palmdale, Lancaster, Fresno, wherever you at, 211, you'll be able to get to that information. So I think we covered everything as far as all our rules, regulations, housekeeping, highs, buys, all that. So we good, I think, Marasha?
As far as that.
All right, so let's go. So we know that, yes, this month is National Pride Month. We've talked about that, but today is Juneteenth. Okay? That means something different to a little bit of everybody. Yes.
Going on out in the community, which I'm proud of you guys. Look, I love y'all. I want to come out and support, but the heat will kill you. So
that's out there. But yeah, because we was gonna come through. I told Marasha and Tashana. Oh, and I'm sorry, you guys. I'm Linnell. I'm the LA in Lamati.
I'm Marasha. I'm the MA in Lamati, and Tashana, the TI, is still on break.
Yes.
We know she watching somewhere though.
Yeah.
She does always watch.
Hey, boo, we miss you.
We're gonna call you after this.
But I called them and I told them, you know what? We're about to get out there and we're gonna walk through and spread our greatness and we're gonna kiss some babies. Cause y'all know I'm a little crazy.
I told her at 113 degrees, we ain't.
They said we're gonna fall out. And I said, oh, well, I think I'm gonna be staying in LA. And I'll be attending some Los Angeles Juneteenth events. Nothing against my town. I love y'all, and I know that there are two separate events going on today. There's one at Beach Park, that my girls are giving, and well, actually, my family is giving both of them. We got family on both ends, but yeah, exactly. But they have one at Beach Park today. It's going to have a lot of Black-owned vendors, a lot of people from the community. So definitely go out and support. It's put together by Dee Dee Phillips and I think it's Portia Thomas. I don't know. And if I messed your name up, so okay. All right.
Shout out to those ladies for being
shout out to them for what they're doing within the community and what they're bringing out today. Yes. And then there's another event today at Yokuts Park. And that's given by, I think, Power Moves 365 is promoting that, the NAACP, Artisa Martin. So, yes, they and Patrick Jackson, shout out to them. Definitely, yes. Good morning. And I know you guys are getting ready and doing your thing as well. So there are two separate events in the community. There's no reason that we should not be able to support everyone and just make sure that you get whatever the message is that you want to get, which is transitioning into our next segment of the show. We've been kind of debating a little bit behind the scenes because we did a little bit of our own research on what Juneteenth means to us and kind of what we see it means to the community. And just speaking for myself, I can't speak for Marasha. I didn't really know too much about Juneteenth. I knew that it was something, I had heard it was something that I should be celebrating. I knew it was a holiday that promoted Black freedom. And I know that it gained more momentum and recognition, sorry about that, when the George Floyd trial happened. And I was like, I'm going to celebrate, Juneteenth. I'm not celebrating 4th of July anymore. But at that time, I had not done any research. I'm not saying that my views have changed. I'm just saying, I'm a little bit more opinionated about my view now and a little more open. Let me say that. So I don't know. How do you feel, Marasha, before we talk about what we found out?
The thing is, I've kind of always known about it from, as a sociology major, and then when I wrote my thesis. Mm-hmm. So to see people start celebrating it was interesting to me. So, and then again, I'm always about refresher and learning more and going through and reading things with a fine-tooth comb and going back and reading and learning history so I can teach it to my own kids in my household. I celebrate it, but I don't want to celebrate in the heat. Not in Bakersfield. It's hot, y'all. Y'all don't understand. You walk outside, you can't breathe. So, but I do get it. I feel like there's no reason why we should not be celebrating it.
Okay. All right. So,
and I'm gonna also celebrate 4th of July too.
Okay, and that's fair.
That's fair.
That's fair. But okay, so like Marasha said, we want this to be interactive today. Because there's a lot of people that are going to say, yes, like Marasha, I'm going to celebrate both. There are some people that are going to be like me or like I was, because I don't know, I'm on the fence now. But they're going to say, I'm only celebrating Juneteenth, or I'm not selling either one because neither one of them pertain to me. Because I think we heard a little bit about that as well. Good morning, Tiffany. How are you doing? So I think we've heard a little bit of both on both ends. So for me, when I was doing my research, and I think for you as well, Marasha, we found out, that Juneteenth or June 19th, 1865 is when the soldiers reached Blacks in Galveston, Texas. And everyone started saying we became free because everyone knew about it at that time. Mm-hmm. But in all actuality,
yeah.
Okay. In all actuality, Abraham Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation on January 1st, 1863.
2 years prior.
Yes. But once again, it took them 2 years to get to the last black town, which I guess was Texas, Galveston, Texas.
Mhm.
So that's when they declared that we were all officially free, because that's when we all officially knew that the Emancipation Proclamation had been signed. So I know that me and Marasha was talking about this, and we were talking about a lot of individuals feel like that should be the day that we should be celebrating, January 1st,
That's true. So a lot of
not
people think that.
June 19th. Go ahead, Marasha. What were you saying?
I said a lot of people do think that they should think we should celebrate June 1st, and then some people have this idea
January
we should do June 19th because that's when that last message, and they went to that last town and it freed all the slaves. So I
1st.
think
Mhm.
people see the approach of having everybody as a whole be freed, but then some people feel like it's the start of it. So
Right.
I kind of see both ends, but for me is I want to celebrate the day that everybody was considered as free. And we still got some barriers because free for me, it looks a lot different for some people. I say we still have some challenges to overcome.
Right. See, now for me, I am on the other end. I think I agree with June 19th, like Marasha said, because that's when supposedly the last town was reached. That's when we heard all the information. So that's when everyone could celebrate, even though, once again, we're still not free. But I celebrate I celebrate June 19th. January 1st, I mean, that's once again a great day. But if everyone, if everyone did not know at that time, how can we say that that was the official day
Absolutely.
that we became free? So January 1st, to me, that's just all the way wiped out for me. Good morning, Terrell. How are you doing? And as far as for me, just July 1st, I will no longer be celebrating. I have a nephew whose birthday is on that day, so I can just celebrate that and still have something to celebrate. I know multiple people who have birthdays on that day, so I'll celebrate that in a different way because, yes, I am African American, because I know you said that, you Black and you're American, so you're going to celebrate both, and I ain't even mad at you. That's cool.
And
You
it's
know,
just tradition. It's a tradition in my household. Like,
right.
the
And it used
fireworks.
to be a tradition
Yeah.
for me, and it still is a tradition for my family. But if I'm really speaking to who I am, and in my transition and in figuring out who I am as a person, as a woman, as a clinician, I have found that I have really taken to my roots. And so I want to stay true to who I am as a person. So that's how I see it. I'm
Mhm.
not saying if you don't do this that you're not staying true to who you
Right.
are, but just because of the stage that I'm at in my life right
Right.
now,
Mhm.
I'm still not free in a lot of areas. I still don't get a lot of the things that are afforded to individuals that are not of color.
That's true.
And I'm still
Yeah.
struggling in certain areas and still having to feel the blunt of being a Black person. So for me,
That's true.
I want to celebrate the
A
Black
day.
milestones.
The black milestones.
Yes.
I get it. I perfectly I get it. I think for me it's just part of tradition in the household. So I don't want to strip my kid of this everything. So something that's been ingrained in her. So we do have those conversations about separate dates and what they mean for milestones in the African American community, things like that. So when it
Mm-hmm.
comes to freedom on Juneteenth, when I talked to her about it yesterday, we talked about being free, and I said, well, let's be honest, Violet. Your skin looks different in a lot of people's, so you might not be afforded all those opportunities. So that's not real freedom, because freedom
Mm-hmm.
is I get the same opportunity as the person who's next to me with
Right.
a different skin color, and we both genetically we have the same makeup, but my color is just different than yours.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not freedom. And so we had a conversation about that, and she, as you can see, Linnell, we had an issue with how you tell a person that, and she came and said, I don't know what to do about that. My
Uh-huh.
daughter's sure for her age, for a 9-year-old. And she
Right.
said, well, I guess I'm gonna have to look at the world a lot different. And that was, and I said, yes, because that's not you'll never be free, baby. So you
Right.
have to always be, and then that goes to that conversation, been 10 times better, being able to work and navigate different fields and things like that. So,
Yes.
making a clear distinction for her. That was my thing. And
Yes.
when she gets older, she chooses to say, "Hey, mom, I don't want to celebrate this day." That's fine with me.
I think, once again, I'm at a different stage because I don't have smaller children. We have celebrated 4th of July once again, but a lot of the time we're celebrating with other people, or we're celebrating my nephew's birthday. And so it's not just 4th of July. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, I mean, but once again, we have celebrated 4th of July. And if they want to, that's fine.
Yeah. And
And
that's
I'm
not
not saying that if somebody don't invite me to a barbecue on 4th of July, I'm not going to go, because I'm going to be right there eating on that rib. But what I'm saying is, I'm not wearing red, white, and blue. That's what I mean by celebrating.
Okay,
I'm
so this
still
is
going to engage with individuals, but I'm not going to, I don't feel like I'm a part of that culture. So I would not represent like I do, like I used to.
You brought a red, white, and blue, and it was interesting too because that topic came up yesterday too, as far as saluting the flag with my daughter when we talk about the foundation of saluting the flag and things like that. And she said when I go to school, I'm made to stand up and do the flag salute, and we talked about options as far as that. Now, whenever my child to be disrespectful, because I know she can get like written up for not doing flag salute, but she don't want to do the flag salute. So red, white, and blue, she don't care about red, white, and blue. She don't care about those. So I can see her in the future getting older and being like, I always say I'm gonna have a civil rights activist. I really believe that. No, I'm serious. I can see her getting older and saying, I'm not doing 4th of July and taking it all the way out. I can see her being good.
Yeah, because I mean, after you start to learn little things about why we're doing it, and then and why we're doing it, why we're following it, like we said, we're not really free. We don't have equality. I mean, there is none. I mean, there's some for certain individuals, but just about, girl. So this week, critical race theory. I know that's been in the media a lot, and for several different reasons. You know what I mean? But it's just been killing everything. And initially, I was like, oh, critical race theory is, once again, I'm like, oh, it's good, and it gives great insight and I understand it. And it's, speaking to us. But when I really read about it, when I really dug a little deeper, I was like, oh, no, I don't like this. Because all it's saying is that we're agreeing that we are less than. We are agreeing that we'll never, be the same stature or hold the same stature as a white person.
And that's not true.
We're okay with that. And so we're going to move a certain way because we understand that we're less than. And we're okay with that. And I was like, oh, hell no. I'm not okay with that, and they don't explain these things to us because, once again, they want us to move a certain way. So they write it up a certain way. So we take it in a certain way. And it's a repetition.
Teaching kids to be able to read and research for themselves so they can have understanding, or speaking to kids about things of this nature in the household. What's interesting is that you talked about critical race theory, and I was laughing because when I read it, I was kind of like, "Oh, this is bullshit." Yeah, and that's really what I thought. So, and naturally, the mindset with us, it would have to change completely. So I got to give you guys a good story. So Tashana, I'm gonna tell a story because I told you Tashana sent me to a place to get a wax, right? Because I was gonna get a wax, bro. So I said, okay, I'm gonna try her because we always ping pong off each other like we do, like who got the best facials and things. We do that in our group. We like women, we talk. So I go to this place to go get my wax, and I look around, and it was clearly that they had never really saw any black people in this salon. And for a quick moment in time, I felt like I do not belong here. I don't know if you ever had that feeling before, especially with all this race stuff going on right now.
Yeah.
Things like that. I kind of felt like I didn't belong there. And so I'm looking around. They got a little chihuahua walking around drinking water. I'm like, okay, this is like, so no, I'm serious. And then I thought about that theory. I started thinking like I don't belong. And then I started thinking like, well, hell, I pay my taxes. I go to work. I do what you do. I'm educated. I belong here too. Can I have some water with the mint in it? And so if I had not been able to know and change my mindset in that moment, I would have probably never went back.
Mm-hmm.
And so we have to start ingraining that in our children. That theory is nothing. We have to ingrain them. You belong in the
You
places that
belong anywhere you
you
place
belong
yourself.
anywhere. You
And
belong
you
in
can
the
navigate any space, but what it is we need to know how to navigate those spaces.
absolutely appropriately.
Exactly. Which is
So
why,
hold on,
not to bring up,
Terrell. As
oh,
Black
as
people in
Black,
America, we're
go
still
ahead.
considered property in 3/5 of a white man. You ain't never lied, Terrell, because that's how I'm telling you. That's how I
Yeah.
kind of I felt like that before. So I've had to. We
Yeah.
have no human rights in America, and that's true. And let's even bring up this. So this is where when I talk about freedom and I talk about our protection on another level. The trial that's going on. I don't know if you guys been watching that, and Juneteenth, where he actually was able to interrogate his own son after he tried to kill him. Now, if that had been a Caucasian child, it might have looked a little bit different. So have you
Mm.
been watching that? The
Girl,
case.
no, I don't try. I don't do the news.
And
Not,
so,
not say it like that,
so
y'all,
when
but I
we talk
can't.
about all these things, you can see in the infrastructures that's built that we are taught not to belong. We are really not free, and we still have a lot of barriers, and we
Yeah.
have a lot of hurdles to overcome and jump.
Yeah.
So, so Juneteenth for me is a great milestone. I'm celebrating both. So,
I hear you, like once again for me, I'm only celebrating Juneteenth. So I
that
will be
doesn't mean
celebrating today
different
like
opinions, and
it's 4th of
we be
July.
talking to each other. We have different opinions, and she be
Hmm.
hurt our
And we
feelings,
don't care.
and we still love each other.
Yeah. And do you guys see that? It don't matter. We don't agree. We agree, disagree, whatever it is, we don't care. I mean, but it's not about that. People can agree to disagree. People can have different opinions. That's the beauty of being an individual and accepting people for who they are.
Absolutely.
I want to point out, and I really, really wish Tashana would have been on here today, but I just want to point out how, once again, our differences of opinion are really key in what we do. And I know, not to put too much out there. I know Marasha has a curriculum that's coming out that focuses on children. I have my curriculum that will shortly
It got
be.
restructured before that time.
Oh, okay. So, well, of course, it's going to be flexible, but
It's gonna be flexible for
yeah,
everybody. It's in
right.
the building phase still. Copyright is going through, so I'm completely excited about that with the LLC. So I'm like happy.
Yeah.
But yes, it is. It's a curriculum. But it is geared towards African American and emotion control and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So back to Linnell.
Yeah. So what I was saying is there's also, because of our different specialties, there's always somewhere you can go, because mine focuses on organizations and agencies. So with that being said, the way that we are implementing ourselves within the community is different as well, because these things do need to be talked about. And it is good for us to have different points of views on things, because when we do insert ourselves in these different places, we'll be able to bring more insight and hopefully be able to change the way a lot of us move throughout life and we're treated. Because we don't want to have the experiences like what Marasha did, or if we do have those experiences, we'll be able to navigate them. We'll
And
be able
talk
to
about
have
them
that
openly. It's something
confidence
innocent that
and
we
have
all
that
have
confidence to
similar.
stay there and still get your feet done, or stay there and still get whatever you're getting done, because you're supposed to be there.
You belong.
And that's what's important when we're talking about freedom. That's what's important when we're talking about, for me, when we're talking about Juneteenth.
Mm-hmm.
Because it means that we have the freedom to, first of all, insert ourselves in these places, to give our opinions, and then to share and educate others, which is what we're trying to do.
And to give our opinions without any pushback or without any being reprimanded, because there are so many times we do give opinions and we are reprimanded for having those opinions, yet it would be viewed differently if it came out a different way, or from if it was a different person saying it. I can say the same thing a million times, and then my counterpart who is Caucasian can say it, and it's gonna be more reliable from her and valid compared
Right.
to me. So we have to um, normalize that and understand that that might not always be our reality, but there are ways that we can navigate those systems still.
Hmm. Yeah, definitely. And so once again, that's what we're trying to do. That's where we're positioning ourselves. Like Maracha said, she's trying to help African Americans deal with their emotions, regulate those emotions, and she's going to help you guys navigate this life, navigate this world, navigate those systems that have been difficult for us to navigate previously. I'm going to insert myself on the other end to teach these agencies and these systems how to accept the individuals that she's sending. So once again, it's always something different, and we're always going to insert ourselves differently because that's what makes us great. That's what makes African Americans great. So today we want you to celebrate your greatness. Celebrate whatever you bring to the table because it's going to fit perfectly with whoever it's supposed to fit perfectly with. And
That's right.
whoever is going to support you will continue to support you on your journey.
Mm-hmm.
So
So
just like the events that are happening today, whoever is going to go is going to go. Whatever event they're going to go to, if they're going to go to both, go to one, so be it. But don't let it be any animosity today. Go
absolutely
ahead.
support
You're
each
going to
other.
say something.
Call somebody like you because and talk to them about Juneteenth and see their views on it and get a basic understanding and if y'all need to research it together, talk to each other about it.
Mm-hmm.
I think the premise of the show was for us to talk about the support to get out and to be supportive of one another. So he is pulling up on me. I'm sorry, y'all, but y'all know I'm a mom and I'm coming to the show with him every Saturday. I'm sorry.
Oh, no.
But yeah. So anybody, what does Juneteenth mean to you guys? I want to see because I know what it means to Terrell. Terrell always on here and he always got a lot of stuff to say. So somebody else, Ebony, she said I'd rather celebrate June 19th. Is there a certain reason why you rather celebrate June 19th if you're still watching?
And then also, did you guys know, or do you guys know what they used to do on Juneteenth? Because I know they used to have prayer meetings.
Yeah.
They used to sing spirituals. They used to show
Yeah.
off their beautiful clothing, And I know for us, I guess it is about show. Because I was like, but we don't. And there is some prayer.
Mm-hmm.
At most Black gatherings, I think we always pray because you pray
We
before
always
you
pray
eat,
before
you
we eat
pray
the
when you get
food.
together.
Yeah.
Yeah. So prayer, I guess, is normal. Singing of spirituals, no. But culturally, and I know you had said something about this, like culturally, sometimes we want to listen to rap music or we want to dress a certain way. So I think maybe the singing of spirituals, if you wanted to view it that way, could be viewed differently today. Because I'm not saying that rap is a spiritual, but some rap
But it's part of our
has
some rap
meaning.
some of it has meaning as
Exactly.
part of our culture, and sometimes I see that get I've seen that be debunked before. Like I'm not gonna say where I saw it at, but I was sitting somewhere in a training. That's all I'm gonna say. And they debunked everything about rap music, and I was like, no, that's heritage. Some of that is cultural, as a cultural meaning. So kind of like the hymns and things like that. Some of it can be very cultural. And Juneteenth was a huge place where they did hymns. A lot of prayer meeting. The preacher spoke. Showing off the clothes that we actually made that had African colors to it. Where you see some of those beautiful patterns and things like that. We don't see a lot of that anymore, but Juneteenth, that's what they did. So I imagine today the vendors that will be out there, they will have some of those pieces. They will have some of those good foods that we eat that are cultural embedded in us and ingrained.
So, and I should have wore it today. I didn't wear it, but I have a shirt that says support Black people like you do Black culture. So it's not just about going out today and buying a shirt that has African American stuff on it or buying that CD just because it's Juneteenth. It's about supporting Black people all the time or supporting people. support people. Because we talk about that. I know we, once again, like Marasha said in the beginning, we are Black women. We come from a Black perspective, but we are for the people. We're for the community as well.
I think
you know,
everybody though. I always say this: if you got a friend, no matter what color, because look at Alexis on here. Alexis is Hispanic. I don't know what she identifies.
That's our girl.
But she's always supported us in everything we do. We always support her. So reciprocate it. So what people give to you, make sure to give it back today too.
Yeah. And at that point, it doesn't matter, where they've come from, because you're going to accept that no matter what, which is a part of cultural empathy.
Absolutely. Fairness.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, hey, I don't know. But yeah, so what are you guys doing today? Are you guys going to go to the events? Are you guys just going to chill? Is anybody
at home barbecuing?
Yeah, are we invited? Like, what's going on?
Get a plate from your house if you live in
Yeah. I am still at home, so I won't be able to come get a plate, but
so the thing is with me, I will go out to the event, but I'm gonna be very honest here. I have a condition right now, vertigo, and if I get real hot, I don't know if you knew, some time back after a show, I had like passed out. I don't want to do that. I'm getting better. I just want to stay better. And the heat, I know, so I get dizziness, and that is not no fun for me. Now, if had not been, I probably would go out there. And then right now, y'all acting like some of y'all act like I ain't got no sense. Y'all be want to shoot up everything.
Oh, I don't know nothing about that, because once again, I'm
honest. Part of being on the show is being honest. Y'all
right.
Trigger happy, and y'all just shooting random people like for no reason. So Juneteenth, that's why y'all need to learn something, so y'all can have something to hold on to. Y'all won't be out here being unsupportive and killing y'all brothers and sisters. Yeah. Sorry, Linnell. I know that was off topic.
No, don't say sorry to me. I'm listening to what you say. But yes, so it looks like y'all don't have no more comments for us today. I don't know. I mean, is there anything else you guys want to know about Juneteenth?
I think a lot of people like Juneteenth is kind of like tricky for some people, because some people don't really like to get into those topics. I realize, like, when you bring it up to other people, a lot of people don't really like to talk about it. Right. A lot of people really don't have a lot of knowledge of it. So I think it's one of those holidays that we are all learning about for ourselves. We celebrate it, but nobody's talking about it in depth. It's just Juneteenth, you should go out and celebrate and support, because it's the day we were all free. Well, no, let's talk about what freedom means, what barriers we have to go through, and things that we have to overcome to get truly be considered free.
Right. And be okay with hearing we're not free, because you're going to hear that from a lot of people. That's going to be the rebuttal. So be okay with that rebuttal and just know how to still have that conversation and move on. Okay, we're not free. And you're right, we're not free, but in these areas, or this is why, or maybe if we continue to do this, we will eventually be free, because we know Tuesday, it was just made a federal holiday. Absolutely. So obviously we're being heard. We're making strides to be better, and to have our voice heard, and to not try to insert ourselves aggressively, because I think that's where we fail a lot of the time. We try to insert ourselves in an aggressive manner, and so we fall short of the message that we're really trying to bring to the table. And so I think that it's a huge accomplishment for us, even though it is something small on what we're trying to gain. It's huge in its own right, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. So. Absolutely. And I think too, people still are confused about it becoming a national holiday just on Tuesday, because they kind of like, well, what just happened?
It's been going on for years. So once again, I mean, our approach was enabling, it wasn't allowing us to gain momentum or gain that recognition.
Or national recognition.
Yeah, because we were doing it in an aggressive manner. We've seen, I'm just bringing up, we've seen the Asians, that just happened recently, and they were already in the White House or at the Capitol making bills and, making sure it was heard. Well, and once again, it's taken us years. It's all about approach.
I think the approach too, but I think when you have somebody in office who kind of looks like you, and they can provide a basic understanding of what's going on, because as Martin Luther King would say, rioting and and not being aggressive, that's the voice of the unheard, right? Because we got to get your
Right.
attention now. So when you think about that, you got somebody like Kamala Harris in office who can provide basic understanding to have those and open up that discussion for us to be able to go in and talk about these things, pivotal points in history and time.
Mhm.
I think that
But
would make
once again, you just spoke to what I just said. She's in office because of how she inserted herself.
herself.
Because
Absolutely.
she was assertive and not aggressive, you know? And so that's the
Absolutely.
difference when you when you know how to navigate those spaces, then you're going to be able to go higher and you're going to be able to place yourself and then have that voice to advocate for people under you. But there have been people that have gone in, but they're not there to advocate for us. They have ulterior motives.
That is absolutely true. And I agree with this. When you have a person like Kamala, we all have to have a basic understanding of advocacy and navigating infrastructure for the greater good. So some of us go into positions and we don't get that. We
Right.
don't we don't really get that. When you talk to other people, it's like, well, you don't under this is important here.
Right.
You might go in, you might ruin it for the rest of them.
Mhm.
You got to go in with attention and with a motive. And I think that she clearly has. She has that. She has that.
But once again, nobody else before her did.
Uh,
So that's the whole thing we're trying to say. You have to have that drive. You have to believe in yourself. And when you insert yourself and you're able to navigate that space, still advocate for the people who are behind you.
mm-hmm. And that's one thing too. I still watch because I'm big. I don't know if y'all knew I was really in love with Barack Obama. I did. I thought he was fine. He had swag, everything. But I followed him as a couple, right? And I like to see what they do. They provide a lot of support, and I always was like, man, outside of being empowered with money, where can I support after? Can I buy a plate from somebody? Can I do this? I always look at things like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Oh, go ahead.
Whether it's even helping people job search, you got to find things that you can help your own with, and not even that other people.
Right.
Because what you put out in the universe definitely comes back. I'm a firm believer in that too.
Definitely.
Positivity. So that's what we should be putting out when we anywhere.
I agree. All right, so I guess we're gonna wrap it up today. You have any shout outs or anything, Marasha?
Yes. Okay, so I just found this out. I got a shout out. I had the best Cinnabon that was made from scratch. I don't even know her name. Her name is Renee Masabias. Facebook, everybody. She makes a cookie box and cookie bars and Cinnabons from scratch. They're really good. I'm going to get the information. I'm going to tag it on my Facebook for you guys to see if you're in the Kern County area. The girl can bake too. But y'all know, I know all the good cookie bakers because I love cookies and cinnamon and stuff like that. So I gotta give a shout out to her because she did her thing on a homemade cinnabon.
I don't have any. Oh, wait, yes, I do. I got a couple of shout outs just to the places that's recognizing Juneteenth. You know, they're giving either days off or they're allowing people to come in and learn things, or they're teaching things at the agencies or companies. So shout out to all these large corporations and companies that are supporting Juneteenth and trying to at least diversify the company, be culturally empathetic, and still support.
Nike, well, let me just tell y'all something. Amazon and Nike should have been number one right there, Lanille.
Mm-hmm. I'm just saying that was just in alphabetical order.
I know we did that. I know. I noticed I was gonna say the alphabetical order, but it's a joke. But anyways, they are really big on that. Nike and Amazon. I really want to really applaud them on that because they are big on being culturally diverse and training their staff on cultural competency and awareness. Really big, really huge.
Yeah, I was happy to see Zelo on there. I said, okay, support them Black people buy them houses. Look, because okay, go ahead and give us some area codes that Huh?
You know what? Next week that'd be something good to talk about. Buying homes and the programs that's offered.
Oh yeah.
Information next week.
Well, I don't know because I only know about one.
It's a couple. I've seen some in the Kern County area too. We can share
Okay.
it off next week.
We need someone, a realtor or something. Oh, you know what? I'm sorry, y'all. I don't even know why we still on the show. That's how we do. That's what we do, and then we just talk it out, and we be like, "This is what we want to do on the next show." But anyway, but definitely, we want you guys to go out today, find an event wherever that is. Excuse me, that event is. Hopefully, they're educating you guys on Juneteenth, giving you a little bit more knowledge. Hopefully, we gave you a little bit more insight. But once again, it's all about you doing your own research. You can
That
never
sounds
find
good.
everything out from one person. You
Ask multiple
definitely
people.
need to do your own research. Just listen to those key things, and whatever heightens your interest, then go from there. You know, I still want to tell you guys about HIV testing in Bakersfield. I'm sorry, LA. I don't know about in Bakersfield, but if you guys need any type of HIV testing, the Ahmad Institute does them every Wednesday, 1 to 4. You do need an appointment. The number is 323-569-1610, or you can go to this website. We want to make sure that we're always, once again, promoting health and wellness, mental wellness, just however you want to view it. We want to make sure that our people, that everyone are mentally well, and that you know where to go when you need those resources. We want you to join us again.
And I know the public health department here in Kern County, you can go get a test in there. Sometimes they actually have a walk-up shop where it's National Week, and they go in and you can do all your testing there for that.
Okay, yeah, and I know, yeah, National HIV Week. Did it pass already, or is it coming up?
I think they do it. It might be like every 2 months where they have it. They open it up and you can go in and you go get your test.
Okay, well, Marasha probably can find that information out for you guys, or if you need more information, once
Sorry, I
again,
shouldn't have.
211. You can find it out on 211. Just call, and like she said, the health department. You can just ask them or let them know I need an HIV test, and I'm sure they will direct you to the closest one in your area. We want you to join us again on June 26th at 10 a.m. I'm not sure what we'll be talking about. I know it's the last day or the last weekend of the month. So we'll see. Yeah, we'll see what's going on. This is still also National Pride Month. So if you need information on that, go to www.lapride.org, because this is, well, yeah, right now it's going on in LA. I know there's a San Francisco Pride, a San Diego Pride, but right now what's going on is in LA. So if you need that information, go to www.lapride.org. I don't know.
I want to give a shout out to you, Lynell. Last week, I went back and watched the show. You did an awesome job.
Thank you.
Great job. And so even with the being Pride Month, I'm always say this: support your children and love them for who they are.
Definitely, yes. Yes.
That was a good topic last month. I'm sorry I couldn't be there to join, but you did a great job.
It's okay. I wanted to have and that's why I said I apologize that I didn't have all my stuff together, because I thought I was going to have a guest, and then, Marasha had an emergency, so I just kind of winged it. But I appreciate the support.
Good job.
Everybody that was here. Thank you very much, Marasha. But yeah, so maybe we can talk about that again since it's the end of the month. Bring our guest on and have a little bit more discussion. I can see if they're available, but to be continued. We shall see. And we don't have to just do it in June, because we want to support our people 365 days of the year. Exactly. So definitely, if we don't get to it now, we'll get to it eventually, because we're not going anywhere. So with that being said, we want to thank you for being here, Lamati community. Thank you for supporting us. Thank you for always, coming in here, making sure we have stuff to talk about, engaging with us. If it wasn't for you, there would be no us, because we're here to make sure that you guys stay up to date, encouraged, empowered, educated, and all those things. Continue to pray for us in our individual journeys. And we will see you guys next week.
And
Oh,
always leave us some topics to talk about. We love to see what you guys would like to talk about. Write us, let us know. That's
yes.
important. So thank you. Do
And
that
follow, like,
today.
and share. Follow, like, and
Like,
share. Hit
follow,
us up in our
share, whatever
inbox,
you order.
whatever.
Do it.
Yes. All right. You guys
Bye.
have a
Guys,
good
have a
day.
nice day.